Hey people, it's Kelly of Print Pray Slay, and I am here with a new video in my journaling Bible. I've been in my journaling Bible a lot lately, and I am loving it, and I'm really hoping that you love it too. What's happening here is that I'm in Numbers 20. So specifically Numbers 21 through 13, there's a section about the new generation, and this story starts off with Moses and this rock. Okay, this story I already explained in Cookies and Christ was very disappointing to me. All right, so if I can just do I guess a prequel to the actual Cookies and Christ. What happens here is that Moses is in the midst of listening to the people complain, yes, once again, about how there is no water to drink. Okay, there's been different complaints, but this one specifically is about how they don't have any water to drink. So they start this rebellion against Moses and Aaron yet again. They get really, really mad, and Aaron and Moses consult with God about this whole situation. And so God tells Moses that him and Aaron must take the staff and assemble the whole community, and they're gonna watch as he speaks to this rock and water will flow from it. That's not what happened. So what happened was Moses went and struck the rock twice, like he did it 2 times. So 2 times meant you meant it. This was no accident. So he hit the rock twice and said, "Listen, rebels." And he shouted at them. He was like really, really, he was tight mad. "Must we bring you water from this rock?" is what he said. And then rock produced water. All right. That's what some people say it's as hard as squeezing water out of a rock. This came from Numbers, y'all. So the entire community was, overjoyed. They, drank the water. Their livestock drank the water. But that's when the joy kind of ended. God was mad. He was like, because you did not trust me enough to demonstrate my holiness to the people of Israel, you're not going with them. You are no longer going into the promised land. You and Aaron. All right. And then I kind of explained my whole thoughts on Aaron being lumped into this is mainly because he is a leader and he was right there. You must speak up. It wasn't like he was like, no, don't do that. No, please stop. Don't. That didn't happen. So he is included in this punishment of not being able to reach the promised land, even though they had done all of these things. And that's why I'm so disappointed. It's because there's no like, oh, you do this one thing and you're set, you're good. It's kind of like it's an ongoing relationship with God. Okay, it isn't like once you do this, you're good, you're set, and that's it. You no longer have to listen at all. Now, sins are forgiven. We do have Jesus, okay, who died for all sins. But you do have to have faith in him and believe in him. You don't want to get there and just be like, who? That's unfortunate. So, but for this specific situation, it was disobedience. Like, it's hard to accept this. Well, not hard to accept this. It's just hard to process this a little bit, because it's like, if you read the story in if you went back to Exodus, because Moses been on the scene for a while. If you went back to Exodus and you saw how hard Moses has been rocking with God and helping these people, it's like, man, he messed up. He messed up. This one time was the one time where he should have definitely listened to God. And he's been these people's advocate for so long and so much. And it's like, you also got to look at yourself and how you can contribute to somebody's downfall. Like, they could have been a little bit more patient, and maybe Moses wouldn't have, went over the edge and just, did what he did. But he also kind of said it in a way in which he took credit for producing the miracle of the water coming from the rock. And that's just OC. That's out of control. That maybe that was the one. So it wasn't just that you didn't do what I said exactly the way I said to do it. It was taking credit as if you were the cause of the miracle. Maybe that, I'm not here to say why God did what he did. Just reading you my notes. So this is how my page turned out. I actually have a kit about this. And so this is Moses and his staff. I do have a different image of Moses with a lighter tone of skin. For those who have different preferences, or they just like the way that Moses looks, because they are totally different images. So, you pick whichever one is your fancy. He is holding a staff. Water is gushing out the rock. That is pretty much the image. My curly hairs. And of course, I underlined, what I specifically underlined was 11 and 12. Okay. So this is about how he lifted his hands and struck the rock twice. That was the act. And then he said, because you did not believe in me to uphold me as holy in the eyes of the people. This is God speaking. So those two are what I highlighted. Well, underlined. What I end up writing on the side is super sweet, short, and to the point. I simply say Moses worked hard all of this time, and it came to this end when he disobeyed God and seemingly took credit for the miracle of providing water. Okay, Aaron was right there and guilty as well. Their faith, trust, and actions were all over the place, and it was sad that this was the situation that caused them to not be able to get into what they've been working hard for and the promise that God gave to them. So the promise didn't say, like, despite all acts of you, like, whether you do anything or not, unconditionally you'll get into the promised land. And it didn't say that you had to work necessarily to get in there either, but God kind of wants all the people to kind of start afresh. And as people start messing up, God honestly is doing away with the situation and them. So they got lumped into that when they disobeyed. The little square that you will eventually see says, it just kind of lays out the flow of this, like boom, 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 boom. It's kind of like Israelites complain, Moses disobeys, water flows, Moses and Aaron are banned from the promised land. All right, I kind of wanted to keep it short and sweet. So if you wanted to recall what happened, it's like this is the order in which these things took place. And again, it's really sad. It was very eye-opening for me. I'm not going to sit here and say there's nothing you can do to upset God. I'm not going to say if you do this one thing, you'll upset God, other than the unforgivable sin, which I talked about in Cookies and Christ. But this is how my spread turned out. Well, my particular page, because this is just on that one page. But this is how my page turned out. And I'm really, really excited to be doing everything in numbers. You see me putting this clip here because that is my blue tassel. I did a study on that too. So if you want to check out the Cookies and Christ, that explains numbers before this video. It's amazing. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. If you gave me a comment, I do reply to my comments. Just let me know if this study was something that blessed you as well, or you learned something. I hope you did. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.